What's up, weirdos? Welcome to the Crypto Future. I'm your host, Future. What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing? All right, we got quite a bit to talk about today, guys. Quite a bit to talk about, including the question, was I not bullish enough? We're going to find out, guys. We're going to find out. Quick look at the super chats. We got Amazing Coins jumps in there with an elbow drop on your boy. Says, got you, your boy. Thanks for the trade on Zebec. Can't wait to put it back in. Remember, weirdos, hit that like button. Absolutely, guys. If you are missing out on the Patreon, guys, we are doing swing trades over there like crazy lately, making that profit, guys. Missing out, guys. Missing out, right? Let's get into the chat, guys, see what's going on out there. But first, quick shout out to the channel sponsor, Decent Biometric Wallets. Guys, get yourself a self-custody wallet today. We just had one of the members, one of our community, and I hate using it as an example, but it needs to be used as an example so people can learn. They got sucked into a scam on Discord, and their wallet got drained, right? But if you have yourself a self-custody wallet, a decent biometric wallet, your wallet cannot be drained, okay? So get yourselves ones today, guys. Protect your assets for the love of God, right? So yes, use our link down below. Get a phenomenal deal. Danny, my dude, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. William's in the house. Good to see you. Hey, Rob, Synapsis is getting delisted from Coinbase and going through a token migration. Should I keep it on my cold storage or wait or take? Well, here's what I would say about that. The exact same thing happened to Gala, right? They got delisted from Coinbase because they did a token they were doing a token migration. They never got their listing back, right? So it might not be the best to hold it. But, I really don't think that they're going to get their listing back on Coinbase. Gala didn't, so. I hit Gary Daly on my other video this soon. Oh, my. Another video this soon. Right below this chat box is Caesar's news video. XCN isn't moving. Buy it before it does. There you go. There you go. Parallel life. Yeah, Caesar, I like Caesar. Caesar's a man. He's a good dude. Parallel life, what's going on, man? Easy, yo. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. Absolutely, man. Overcome in the house. Studio Tech. Cody, sorry I haven't been making all the lives, Rob. I've been busy with my construction business. Don't worry, I'm still watching the videos. Keep it up, bro. My guy, make that dry powder, brother. That's what matters, man. I hit Gary Daly, says, hit the like, folks. There she is. Gamma Goddess in the house. Hope all is well. Let's stay focused and get this dollar bills, y'all. Joy. Hey, Patreon family. Hope y'all had a good weekend. Everyone hit the like. Absolutely. Kizza, what's up, man? A very, very seldom known member of the Wu-Tang Clan. Hey, Rob. Hope you're all good. Why do you think the bigger altcoins haven't recovered from Bitcoin's all-time high in December? Why do I think that the bigger? Well, I mean, because I think I was actually thinking of a lot about this morning, actually, and I was kind of just thinking about how, because I get asked all the time, like, is this what is this X altcoin, whatever the altcoin is when is this altcoin going to pump? Is it going to pump in the spring? Is it going to pump in the fall? And while everything does tend to pump in narratives, at the same time, guys, the big caps are going to pump first, right? So you've got Bitcoin right now in all-time high territory, right? And you've got the bigger caps are what are going to start to move next, the large caps, right? Your Ethereums, your Solanas, your XRPs, Cardano's, so on and so forth, right? And that's going to work its way down. So they will have their turn. Here's the thing, and this kind of bleeds into what I was saying in the thumbnail about how am I not bullish enough, or was I not bullish enough? Now, my target has always been about $150,000 to $180,000 for Bitcoin in the peak of this cycle. But I was kind of thinking today about how Bitcoin is at at and around all-time highs right now, and has been for a couple of weeks, right? And nobody seems to care, right? Do you see euphoria everywhere? Do you see people going crazy? Do you see all of these new people flooding into the space because Bitcoin's at all-time highs? No, you don't. Not a lot of people are even talking about the fact that Bitcoin is breaking all-time highs on like a weekly basis right now. Nobody seems to care. And what that kind of tells me is maybe I wasn't being bullish enough, because retail's not here yet, but they will come. And how freaking high is Bitcoin's price going to be before they finally come? Is it going to be 150? At this point, I'm starting to rethink things and say, is Bitcoin going to be at like $150,000 to $180,000 before retail even gets here? You know, that's starting to become a possibility here as this market continues to evolve. Again, Bitcoin is in and around all-time highs for weeks and nobody cares. That's not a sign of a top, right? So that makes me more bullish moving forward that we're not even close to a top in this cycle. So food for thought, guys, food for thought. Ethereum and the altcoins haven't even had a sniff at a real altcoin season yet. All of this makes me feel like maybe I have not been bullish enough, right? As always, guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel grow. Doesn't cost you a single solitary penny. So go ahead and check out the HBO special. Help a brother out, right? It's absolutely free, like I said. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. Go ahead, get it. Get in where you fit in. We got a couple more super chats to get to here. Yeah, boy! I meant to super chat that last message. Lawrence. Rob, we have a huge problem with a lot of dry powder in the pocket. What should we do? I will tell you on the Patreon, brother, right? I'm gonna be talking about it as soon as we're done this live stream. We're gonna be doing a live stream over on the Patreon, and we're gonna talk about what we're gonna do with the dry powder, how long we're gonna wait to complete our swing trade, and much more. So, Mass Man, Miria, yes, funny. It's hilarious. Miria is pumping hard right now, guys. It is up 27.2% on the day. It's up a quiet 52.3 on the week. I think Miria is about to experience a nice little run here, which is super fantastic, right? Finally. But it's funny you mentioned that, Mass Man, because just this morning I posted on my X account. All I posted was the ticker for Miria. I said, buy Miria. I will say I told you so in a few days. And then Miria started taking off, right? That's awesome. Shadow Fire, what's your buyback? My friend, please do not ask me Patreon stuff on the YouTube channel. Ask me on the Patreon, okay? Where was I? Another local scam season started hard for me. Beware, family. Yes, absolutely, man. You called it, Brother Rob. My man Marvin, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Yes, here's the thing, guys. I told everybody over the last, 24 to 48 hours. I said, Zebec is going to have a correction. You know how many people got angry at me for saying that? Like, so many people were like, why do you feel the need to say that Zebec's going to go for a correction, dude? Like, it doesn't have to go for a correction. No, it's only been pumping for like 12 out of the last 13 daily candles. No, it's totally not due for a correction. You're totally right, you know? But people got angry with me about it because I was saying it needed to correct. And they were telling me that I was wrong. I said, guys, I've been here for a very long time, right? So this was going to happen, and it's probably not done. It's not done, guys. I think we're going to come down around 2033, 2035 range, right? I don't think we're done yet. And then we're probably going to consolidate for a couple of weeks before we make another leg up. So, Joy, Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. Hope you all had a great weekend. Let's hit that like button because Rob is the man with the master plan. Thank you. Appreciate you. Cheers from Florida. Nice, Joy. Nice. Thank you so much. Paul, good to see you, my friend. Jake the Snake. I learned from my XCN stubbornness and listened to Roberto this time. Absolutely, man. Lord of the Realm, what's going on, my dude? I sold half my Zebec near the top and now have to figure out when to buy. There you go. Cannot thank you enough, Rob. Yes, you can thank me enough with a super chat. Beebs, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. God bless you too, my friend. God bless you too. Romeo, good afternoon, Rob. A healthy pullback in progress for Zebec. Once complete, onward and upward. There you go. Let's smash that like button for the man with the crystal ball. Ty, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, my dude. Good to see you, man. Rob, Caesar charted a coin called Griffin, saying it was he was gonna buy. Yeah, he actually posted he put a post on X following up on that last night, saying that after further consideration, he changed his mind and he's not buying it. He saw something that he didn't like, so he did update that, saying that he had changed his mind. So, Bruno, what's up, buddy? Any collaborations anytime soon? Yeah, you know what? I have a lot of options, a lot of opportunities to do some collaborations. I mean, I got to get Rule Black back on the channel. We got to talk some Zebec. I got to get Max back on the channel. I got to get Jesse on the channel. I'll be hopping over to Caesar's channel hopefully next weekend. I shot him a message today. We're trying to get a date down, so I shot him a message. I might be over on his channel maybe next weekend if he responds in time. And but I get so busy, you know. I get so busy trying to you know, with research and videos and live streams, and it gets hard sometimes. That's what she said. I knew it would correct, but was more focused on staking. And the day this Zebec reaches 25 cents, keeps going as cards are distributed around the globe. Buy, back, and pop top. There you go, man. Braveheart, none of us were bullish enough on Zebec. Exactly. Swings are scary, but imagine feeling euphoric at the top. Yes, exactly. Exactly. You just hit the nail right on the head. Ramona with the super chat. Are you still thinking? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm going to talk about that tonight over on the, tonight. I'm going to talk about that this afternoon on the live stream, though. So over on the Patreon. Your boy, damn it, coins got me. I'm slipping. Coins first. Your boy second. Where's the third, though? 10th. Hit them likes, fam. Let's go. Silver Sailor, miss selling Zebec because my back problem laid me out. Oh, damn, man. But hey, there's nothing wrong with hodling, right? There's nothing wrong with hodling, man. Absolutely. What do we got? Ghetto Born, Rob. Will we see Zebec hit Tuesdays? Possibly. Why is everyone asking me Patreon questions on YouTube, right? Why are people asking me that? Can you guys stop asking me Patreon questions on YouTube, please? What's up, Rob and Crypto Fam? We're literally doing a Patreon live stream after this one. So if you have Patreon questions, ask them on the Patreon live stream, right? Thank you very much. When ADP solutions adoption and frictionless send and spend. I knew. Hey, Rob and Crypto Fam, hit that like button and subscribe. Absolutely. Andy, what's up, my dude? The tide is turning. Looking forward to next month. Booming. Absolutely. Lily, what's going on? Good to see you. We got a Pokemon in the house, finally. Good afternoon, Rob. I listened to you. There you go, brother. That's what I like to hear. Bruno, what's the difference between new contract and token migration? And do both impact the prices in a bad way? No. Switching contracts is more just an updating. It's more like, kind of, think about it this way, like similar to like a contract expiring, or them creating a new contract, just updating the contract, right? a token migration can be an absolute nightmare. It doesn't always have to be, though, right? But a token migration is where they basically create a brand new token. They create a new supply, whether it can be positive, though. Sometimes they can create less of a supply, you know, in terms of the max supply, but no one ever does. But if they're doing a token migration, any project, and they increase the amount of maximum tokens on the V2, that's a problem, obviously, right? Plus, they can also distribute more coins into circulation on the V2 than were initially in circulation in V1. So that can also dump the price, right? So it can be kind of a bad thing, right? BTC goes higher. Does that mean alts will also have higher targets? Of course, hugely. You're the man. I was being sarcastic, brother, but thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. Where are we here? Jared, still waiting for you to be wrong, Rob. Joining the Patreon, best decision I made all year. There you go, brother. There you go. Had to shadow fire. Sorry if I asked the wrong question here on the. Hey, no problem, man. There's a lot of new people, and not everybody understands, or not everyone knows the rules yet. So it's perfectly understandable, and it's perfectly fine, right? Don't sweat it, man. Don't sweat it, my friend. Hey, everyone, hit the like and join the Patreon. Wonderful value. Thank you so much, Ramona. I appreciate you, and you were absolutely correct. It's cool. Now's a great time to DCA under 2042. Yes, staked half my bag, just chilling. There you go. Staking is never a bad idea. Well, I mean, that's not true. If you stake on a sketchy platform or something, it's a bad idea. But staking is a pretty good idea. I need XCN to move so I can buy some tacos. Nice. Soon, SEI is forming a beautiful company now. Yeah, SEI network, guys, C network. Don't sleep on it. It has. It's another one of those projects that has not had a good run yet, and it's going to. Believe you me, it's going to. JJ, amazing calls, Rob. Listen to me now. You're super fantastic. Listen to me now and understand me later. A little bit of a Saturday Night Live from the 90s reference for you there. Mike, what's up, man? Let's get this money. I apologize. No worries, man. No worries. Like I said, everybody, there's a lot of new people, and not everyone, knows all the rules yet and stuff. So it's perfectly acceptable, man. Watch those that tell you to hodl. You aren't their friend. Yes, exactly. Man, I got just attacked by people when I said that XCN was that Zebec was gonna have a dump, right, man? It was crazy. People, and that leads to what I often say, guys. I often tell you guys, there are a lot of people in crypto. It's human nature that, like, this is why I'm not going to be able to save everyone as much as I want to. And the reason for that is that a lot of you guys listen to more than just me on YouTube, and that's whatever, right? It is what it is. The problem is a lot of people have the instinct that if I tell you that we're going to see a correction and you don't want to see a correction, but some other content creator you're watching is telling you that we're not going to see a correction, you're going to listen to the person that's saying what you want to hear, not the person who's telling you the truth. That's the problem, right? Andy, my dude, thank you so much, brother. Miria, say no more. Yes, Miria, another one of our gems we picked up on the Patreon, just a long time ago, right? And absolutely beautiful run today, 27.5%. I think we're starting to see some life in Miria. You know what? Let's go look at the Miria chart because I'm feeling it. Let's go look at Miria. Look at that. She's going, baby. She's going. Miria's finally breaking the downtrend. Oh, what do we have here? This kind of looks like an inverse head and shoulders we got going on here, guys, and a break to the upside. Let's frickin' go, baby. Let's frickin' go. Miria's looking beautiful. There you go. That's a cup and hell. That's an inverse head and shoulders pattern playing out beautifully, guys. We got to get above resistance at 2014. 143. 20 is 143. That's where we're going to find a little bit of resistance, possibly because of this range here. But then, I mean, we're not really going to have our next level of resistance might not be until for quite some time. This could really, Miria could be setting up to go on a nice run here, guys. Where are we here? Ruben, I knew Zebec would correct, but I feel with crypto fees, it's not worth. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with sitting on your hands, brother. Nothing wrong with that, right? Ceiling fan, thanks, Rob. I ended up selling at 2048. I swapped for Sol. Coinbase wallet wouldn't let me move to you. Oh, that's weird. I think it would. It should be fine though. Yeah. I mean, just I would move maybe from Sol to a stable coin though, because Solana is still going to have some volatility, right? So. Tipped Rob via Super Chat is easy. Tipping Rob via Super Chat is easy. Navigate to live stream, press the $sign at the bottom, and chat. Give thanks back to the wizard. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Cody with the super sticker. My dude, my guy, my brother from another mother, working all that overtime, getting that extra dry powder to help a brother out. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much. Guys, I'm telling you, you got to get over to the Patreon. I'm telling you, man. Those of you who are over there right now, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Where are we? Tars AI, how high can it go? To the freaking moon, buddy. To the freaking moon. Tars AI, seriously, I mean, you could get a couple of bucks, $2-3 I could see happening on Tars AI. Who knows? Because it's got a lot of price discovery. It's a new project, right? So, William, people who don't want corrections are people who think they will get rich over it. Yes, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Hoped for a correction. I will just buy more. There you go. See, there's the mindset you need. Zebec, absolutely. I added a Patreon gem this weekend, pretty much at its low. I only want 1/2 of your price. Extra price. Nice. I took your advice. Cash out 20%. My initial investment still up 3x. There you go. Jovan, what's up, buddy? Joined the Patreon recently. Thanks for the new token. Bought a little bag and plan on DCing more. That's the best strategy, brother. Best strategy. Robert, I only watch you and Caesar, but I trust your exit prices and your cycle highs. I love him. I love him to death. Yes. Caesar is the man. Absolutely. I love watching. I watch Caesar every night, every evening. That sounds weird. Can you look at Flare? I can look at Flare. Is Flare on? Oh, it should be on. Flare FLR. There we go. Flare has yet to have its breakout, obviously, but I mean, a lot of charts are in this very similar structure. Like it's in a larger structure than you see right here. And look at, we have our higher lows putting in like we had looked at before. So we're doing something very similar here, where we're, you know, we're trying to break past this trend line here. Once we break out of here, it's going to be rather glorious, in my opinion. You could see a run from the breakout here. You could see a run. Damn it. On Flare. I mean, we could move on Flare up to about 4 cents, around 4 cents too. You could see that breakout on Flare. It's going to be a nice little run on Flare for sure. Ramona gifting out the gifting out the memberships, guys. Make sure you give Ramona a shout out and thank you for her generosity. Absolutely fantastic. Jake the Snake, thanks for all you do. Roberto, I tip my hat to you. Nice. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, we're all caught up in the chat. Unbelievably, we made it. So let's get into some of the news while the news is there to be gotten, shall we? Let's see what's going on out there. Okay. Just bear with me for un momento, por favor. All right. I've been talking a lot. Let's get into a video. Let's get into a video here over on Squawk Box. All right. It's muted because it's an ad. Damn it.
Dominance loom. Joining us right now is Chris Caso. Nvidia reporting results tomorrow as concerns around tariffs and AI dominance loom. Joining us right now is Chris Caso. He is Wolf Research senior analyst. What are we looking for? What are you mostly? I mean, I assume the biggest thing is just going to be how much capital they continue to spend and what kind of orders they're getting, because it will say something about the ecosystem and the larger economy, Chris.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And, all the indications so far is that, capital spending has been very strong. Demand for AI has been very strong. We certainly expect management to address that. On the numbers for the quarter, the big issue is the China export restrictions that have been in place. And, we have that dialed in a little over a $5 billion per quarter revenue impact. The street understands that, buy side investors understand that. The sell side's been a little slow to adjust numbers. So, there is some estimate risk just because of where the estimates are. But, the other issue is, the question is the ramp of these new projects, the GB200. But, we think it's a setup is for a very strong second half as a result of that.
How does whatever's going on with Nvidia, you think, relate to everybody else? I mean, did you say to yourself that if they got great numbers, AMD's got great numbers?
Well, AMD's in a little bit of a separate situation. They also had the China issue this last quarter, and numbers came down as a result of that. But in the case of AMD, it's really a question of, they also have a new product coming in the second half of the year, and they're the number 2 guy in the market. So, and the other factor is that most of these hyperscalers are also doing their own custom chips as well. So, the question really is kind of on one side, it's Nvidia being the leader, and, they're going to be the main beneficiary of demand in our view. On the other side, it's these custom chips and how much they ramp up. And for AMD, it's more of a question of kind of being in the middle and how much demand is left for them with those two things on the edge.
Because we had Andy Jassy on the broadcast. I want to say we're now in May, I think at the beginning of June. And one of the things we talked about was just the need to get the cost of these chips a lot lower. I mean, not just by half, but even more than that. And that's something that Amazon and some others that are trying to make custom chips are trying to do. How quickly do you think that happens? And obviously that would erode margins eventually for Nvidia, or do you think that's not in the cards?
Well, what Nvidia is trying to do is also kind of lower the cost of compute. And, the way we see it between these custom projects and what Nvidia does, it's really a race to efficiency, primarily power efficiency, because these things consume so much power. And then it's more about not just the price for the chips, but how much compute you get for each for each chip. We did actually a return analysis last week, and what we were finding was for a GB200 data center, 100 megawatt data center, the return in our base case assumption was about 38% over a 5-year period. So actually what we're finding is actually the returns for the business models here are very strong. I agree, driving the cost down is really important because demand is going up so much. But right now it's actually a pretty good value proposition even today.
Now, guys, this is very, very beneficial to projects like Jasmy. Okay. And the reason for that is because as the prices of GPU processing power from places like Nvidia continue to increase, guys, or be high, it benefits Junction because Junction is releasing a GPU cloud. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit later in the video, but they're releasing a GPU cloud, which is going to allow these AI companies, developers, and Web3 gaming companies, graphics designers, stuff like that, to rent by the hour GPU processing power at an affordable price, as opposed to trying to acquire it from a company like Nvidia, where supply and demand is getting crazy. I just covered a story yesterday on the live stream about how Microsoft was scooping up as many chips as they could, basically, from Nvidia right now, just stockpiling, because this tariffs lay a whole new layer of fear in it, right? So this could be very, very beneficial to a project like Junction and Jasmy. I just wanted to look at the Bitcoin chart real quick, guys. We need to close above this white line at $109,600 if we want to see possible continuation to the upside. We've got a ton of buying pressure down below as you can see with that wick, but we're seeing a little bit of selling pressure up here as well. So we have to get above, first of all, we have to close above 109,600. That should be, we want that to be our floor. But $110,078 is is the next range we want to break. So we're almost right at it right now. So basically right around there, right? It's a very tight little range that we need to break through here. You know what? I'm going to put another line there for you guys. $110,072. Good enough, right? Right between these two white lines, I'll stretch it out so you guys can see it better. Right between these two white lines, we've got resistance right at this white line. We want this to be support. So we got to close inside this area, and then by the end, and then the next step is to break above 110,078 and start closing candles above there. So that's where we want to see that next range come in for Bitcoin, and it's going to decide whether we're going up or down, right? If we drop back below 109,600, well, then we may see more red and sideways action. But if we can close up inside of here, well, then we could start retesting this and chip away at the sell wall at $110,078. So that's what you want to keep an eye on for Bitcoin in the near term. I'm hood rich for now. MC Mansion rich tomorrow. There you go. Wise Mind says, thank you, Ramona. When I started buying crypto in 2021, there were those that said nothing would happen with crypto during the summer except head down because all of the financial types would be on vacation. Well, there is generally a sell in May, walk away theme that does a lot of times take place. The thing is, this pump that's been happening in May so far was supposed to happen in March. However, Mr. T kind of put a wrench in those plans because right at the beginning of March, he started announcing tariffs, right? And that kind of pushed all of the rallying back in the markets by about a month and a half to 2 months. So that's why we're kind of seeing that spring pump now instead of in March and April. We're seeing it in May and June instead, right? So that does mean that instead of a drop in May and June, we may see a drop in July or August instead, before seeing the blow off top in the winter in Q4, right? So it's very, very possible as well. If we go have a look over at the M2 money supply, I know you guys like to have a little looky-loo at that. It's a little bit of a curve down today, but still up, still climbing. That's what we want to see. Our next leg up here, should be somewhere around $115,000, $116,000. Some people are calling for 120 right up here, so we'll see what happens. But so far, so good. Let's see. We got two sides of a coin that we're going to cover here. So Bitcoin faces potential pullback amid profit-taking trends. Market analysis underscores a declining Bitcoin price due to profit-taking behaviors and potential market volatility indicators. Immediate market reactions have left analysts and traders on alert for future price shifts. Bitcoin recently reached a peak of approximately $111,880, but swiftly corrected, dropping below $109,590 within 36 hours. Bitfinex analyst points out that short-term holders realize $11.4 billion in profit within 30 days. Individuals involved in the recent trends include investors selling at current peaks, while previous underwater investors seized this opportunity to exit. These combined activities have led to an overhead supply glut. This seller activity induced noticeable price momentum stalls. Futures funding rates turned negative, open interest saw declines, and buying eased. Meanwhile, institutional ETF holdings, now at 1.13 million BTC, remain a stabilizing factor. The broader implications involve the potential impacts of investors and businesses relying on Bitcoin's price stability. These dynamics may influence strategic decisions regarding crypto portfolios or market entry timing. Bitfinex's earlier projections saw Bitcoin potentially reaching higher targets amid favorable conditions. Still, the immediate market data suggests potential outcomes contingent on market stability and institutional behaviors. Short-term holders' cost basis remains a pivotal support level. So people were taking some profits, which is why we saw a little bit of volatility to the downside. But on the flip side of that coin, we have a second article. Bitcoin's price bounce signals possible new rally. The Bitcoin price bounce is catching the crypto community's attention once again. After a period of mild correction, Bitcoin is showing signs of strength, bouncing off recent lows and hinting at a renewed bullish trend. This sharp recovery could be the beginning of the next major move upward. Several technical indicators point to a strong buyer interest around key support levels. Analysts are noting that Bitcoin's ability to stay above $66,000 to $67,000 may serve as a launch pad for the next breakout. The buying momentum is growing, suggesting the bulls might be preparing for a push to push the price much higher. Traders and market watchers are increasingly optimistic. The Fear and Greed Index, a popular measure of crypto sentiment, has shifted back towards greed, signaling renewed confidence in the market. Bitcoin's recent bounce has also been supported by rising volume and increased activity among long-term holders. These signs typically indicate strong conviction among investors who believe a rally is near. If the current momentum continues, Bitcoin could challenge recent highs and even push towards new all-time high levels. However, resistance around 70,000. What are they talking about? 70,000. Resistance, man. I don't know what chart they're looking at. I don't know if that's a typo. Resistance is at $10,078. If Bitcoin can break above and hold that level, it could trigger a fresh wave of institutional and retail buying. As always, crypto remains volatile. Blah, 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 blah. Do your own research, basically. So can we get above $110,078, which is what we will be watching for, before another leg up? Me thinks yes. Me thinks yes. What else do we have? We got another video to get to, but first let's catch up on the chat. Jerry the Turtle going to billions. There you go. Dipsa might get a bag. There you go. Yeah, be careful with that project. That thing pumped up like where did it pump up? What is it? JYAI. It was up over 100% yesterday. It's up 54.66% again today. It's up 334% on the week. I would not suggest DCAing into that project right now, guys. Not financial advice, but it's not a good entry point. Zebec will dump to 202, hopefully lower. Man, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Thanks for all you do, Rob. Hey, no problem, man. Does that mean the top of the cycle could go into next year? I still think it's going to end around November, December. What do you think about Nitro the Frog crypto future? Nitro the Frog. I don't know. What's the ticker on that? I don't even know what the ticker is. I never heard of it. Never heard of it. All right, let's get to this clip. So what do we have here? Kevin Hassett on Mr. T's iPhone tariff threat. In the end, we don't want to harm Apple. Or do we?
Tariff on the European Union until July 9th. With insight to the president's plan and much more, National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett. Good to have you on, hey, Kevin. As always, the way we intro that, it's like, oh yeah, the 50% tariff on the EU. Today's Tuesday. We didn't even hear about that until the show on Friday. Right. So things move fast. I guess there's time dilation is a fact in general relativity, but these are moving very quick. Can you tell me what was happening before Friday between the EU and the U.S. that obviously got the president's dander up to just come out on a social post in kind of shock and awe of the markets on fire? What was happening? How intractable were those negotiations?
Yeah, they're kind of intractable. I've been involved in those negotiations when they're in D.C. with Secretary Lutnick and Jamison Greer, and I got to say that there's not a lot of movement. There was not a lot of movement coming into the week. And as your pet economist, Joe, one of the theories I had of what was going on is that, like, the UK deal was actually pretty easy to negotiate because the UK had some specific stuff they really cared a lot about, like autos. We had some stuff we really cared a lot about, like they hadn't allowed our farmers to ship stuff to their country. And so the deal was kind of easy to make. Well, you get your thing, we get our thing, and so on. But in Europe, they got all these countries, and each country has a different objective. And they have to aggregate these objectives at the EU. And so while we've been not making the progress we wanted to see, you can sort of understand that they've got a problem where they can't make up their own minds. And so I think having a little bit of a deep breath and waiting for them to figure out what they want, then that should help the negotiations. But the bottom line is, across all the countries, I expect we'll probably see a few more deals even this week. There's some stuff very close to finished, and it's up to the president, of course. But in the end, the other thing I would say is that you should expect the best out of these deals. President Trump wants to put America first. He understands that our trading partners want to put themselves first, and he wants them to be second in our affections and America first. And the things are moving forward very quickly. And I think EU is actually about the toughest nut to crack amongst our allies because of the sort of aggregation of preferences problem.
Is it all about tariffs? Is it about non-trade protectionist policies?
Yeah.
And I guess, but you got, how many countries did you say? So could be a little of each from,
Yeah.
It sounds like, obviously, it's not monolithic. And I don't see how you figure it out by July 9th, Kevin.
Well, the non-tariff barrier issue, for example, there are simple things that we've been trying to do and have been succeeding to do with other countries, where we just sort of say, hey, if a car is okay for us to run on our roads and your cars are okay for you to run on your roads, then why don't we acknowledge that your regulations are okay for cars and our regulations are okay for cars? You can acknowledge that, and then we could just move our cars around without lots of costly retooling. And that's the kind of thing that we're shooting for. And then there's a lot of countries that are like, okay, sure. But then with Europe, it's not quite so easy.
So you figure the phone call over the weekend, she just said, cool your jets, Mr. President. Let calmer heads prevail. We're going to try and come together. No specifics on concessions yet. It's just like, let's put this on pause and see what we can work out. Is that what happened?
Well, one of the things I've seen happen, too, is that the president is forming really strong, tight relationships with the leadership in these trade negotiations. And so I think it was almost like friend to friend. Okay, fine. Okay. You want some time off? You can have some time off. I think it was probably not more reasoned than that. I trust you. Okay. You're a good partner. I really enjoy our relationship together. Let's try to fix this.
We were already talking about off-ramps on Friday. Right after they announced, we're talking about off-ramps. And we're trying to figure out an off-ramp for Apple. It'd be a $3,000 iPhone if they tried to make everything here.
$3,500.
$3,500 for a good one, for the kind you'd like, probably pass it. But what's the offer?
I'm a smoke signal kind of guy.
What's the supply? Yeah, what's the supply chain issue? I mean, what is Tim Cook supposed to do?
Right. Well, we'll see how it works out. But the bottom line is that what we're trying to do is onshore as much as we can in the U.S. and make it so that the U.S. is not hyper dependent on imports from China. Right. And so I think that one of the things we're seeing is that people are moving way faster than you might expect. If you look at the 20% equipment investment in the first quarter before the tariffs even came in, with supply chains moving fast and just-in-time inventory management and AI, I think you're going to be astonished at how quickly stuff moves onshore.
But Kevin,
and that's what we're shooting for. And in the interim, then we'll see how it works out. But they need to move their stuff onshore as much as possible to make it so that the U.S. economy is secure and not prone to Chinese extortion.
But Kevin, I did some reporting actually on the Apple issue over the weekend. Actually wrote something in Dealbook this morning about it, which is, what do you think about the prospect if Tim Cook were to come to you and say, look, we obviously can't move everything in 12 months. It's just not going to happen. Maybe we can start to move things over several years. In the meantime, we could try to assemble more of the phone in the United States. So you could actually write on the phone, assembled in the United States, or potentially, depending on what you think the merits of it are, made in the United States, maybe at their Texas facility or something else, but with a longer term plan of maybe 5 or 10 years, frankly, of being able to actually manufacture the phones here. If he were to come to you with something like that, do you think that then there would be a reprieve for the next couple of years as they get their house in order? Because clearly it's almost just from a physical standpoint impossible to move everything overnight. And, and the damage it could do to the company overnight is obviously tremendous.
Well, it is impossible to move things overnight. But one of the things we're seeing, I was joking with a person who does bond rating in the U.S. in my office a few weeks ago, and one of the things that happens at the Director of National Economic Council office is that CEOs line up in my office. I'm kind of like the person in an airplane that's getting walloped over the head by everybody, where everybody says, oh, like, we're never going to be able to do anything if we have this tariff. It's going to be a disaster if we have this tariff. And then my friend who's a bond rater said, actually, they come in and they tell me the opposite because they don't want the bonds to be downgraded. And so the point is that everybody is trying to make it seem like it's a catastrophe if there's a tiny little tariff on them right now to try to negotiate down the tariffs. And so in the end, we'll see what happens. We'll see what the end game is, but we don't want to harm Apple. And in the end, if you think that Apple has a factory someplace that's got like a set number of iPhones that it produces and it needs to sell them no matter what, then Apple will bear those tariffs, not consumers, because it's an inelastic supply.
Yeah, I just saw a comment.
Join the club.
In addressing that in the chat that I agree with 100%. Let me pull it up here. House, yes, Tim Cook told Mr. T that he would do that in 2017. He's not going to fall for that trick again. Yeah, exactly, right? All Apple's going to do in that case is they'll just tell them, oh yeah, it's going to take a few years for us to get it all done, right? And then they'll just delay it until Mr. T's not in the president anymore, and then they're good, right? House, you got it. You nailed it right on the head, right? They'll just put in some sort of stall tactics. They know they only have to outlast for 3.5 more years, and then they're good, right? So I agree 100%. Hey Rob, any thoughts on Suku? I like Suku. Tokenomics are not the best though. When gaming and NFTs start to move, can you see taking a small position in Pudgy Penguins? Like, can I see myself taking a position there? Probably not. Probably not. Hey Rob, applied for a Junction node yesterday and they kicked off the process with me last night. Very quick. Must be because I said Rob sent me. Yes. Here's the thing, guys. Listen, we help so many people figure out how to apply for nodes over on for Junction and Jasmy that the Jasmy team yesterday, well, to them, last night was the middle of the day in Japan. They actually reached out to me last night and I was talking to them. And I'm trying to get a deal done for the Patreon members to get a deal on their nodes for Jasmy and Junction. So this is another thing. If you want to be able to be included in this kind of stuff, guys, get over to the Patreon, right? The link is down below. It's in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description, guys. You're missing out on so much opportunity. So I responded. I reached out back to them a couple of times, and hopefully we can get some sort of a deal in place for the Patreon members to acquire these Junction nodes. Because listen, these Junction nodes are going to become very, very expensive in very, very short amount of time, guys. So if I can help get our Patreon community get their hands on these things sooner, then I'm going to, right? But that's only if you're a member of the Patreon. So, and also, guys, listen, I talked about this before. If you're sitting there right now and you're looking at Zebec and stuff like that, you're wondering if you missed the boat, if it's right, if it's too late to get in, if you should ape in or what you should do, guys, listen, we have the next gem right now, and it's actually a perfect day to scoop it up. We got the next gem that's going to pump like XCN and like Zebec has. This next one, I uploaded a video talking about it yesterday over on the Patreon. Get over there, get in early on this play, guys, before it pumps up 3, 4, 5, 600%, just like Onyx Coin, just like Swift Coin. We make these calls, guys. Everyone on the Patreon is making money like crazy right now. So get over there, guys. I don't know what you're waiting for. Don't be left sitting there when the next one we're looking at pops off saying, is it too late to get into that one, or should I wait for a pullback? Get in now. Get in early before it pumps 3, 4, 500%. That's where the money is made. And then what do? We take those profits, we roll them into the next gem over on the Patreon. and we make another 3, 4, 500% gains, and then we do it again, and we did it with XCN. We're doing it with Zebec right now. The next one's already lined up over on the Patreon, guys. So if you know, otherwise in about 5, 6 weeks from now, you're going to be sitting there asking if it's a good time to get in on it. I'm going to say, dude, you should have joined the Patreon and got in on it a month and a half ago before it started pumping, right? Mario, push-ups coming in, sir. Hit those likes. Absolutely, man. Fern's Pudgy Penguins. Oh, house, man, I can't wait to blast off on Jasmine and XCN. Once I'm in profits, I'll be buying surprise Happy Meals. There you go, brother. That's what I want to hear. Liquidity, amazing coaching and calls as always, Rob. Well done. Can't be said enough. Hey, thank you so much. Yes, and that's the other thing, guys. Listen, if you need mentorship in crypto, get over to the Patreon. We do mentorship coaching calls every single day. Get in there, get your calls booked in, guys. Join the community. Learn everything you need to know about structuring portfolios, devising exit strategies, profit-taking plans, identifying studs from duds when it comes to projects, how to do research, how to control sentiment and emotion and the mental aspects of this market, knowing when to leave the market, when to take profits, and when to hold your ground. Get over there for the mentorship that you probably sorely need from someone who's been through multiple cycles, guys. So check it out. Danny, 8 out of 10. Let's get to 10 out of 10. Jasmine, please. Yes, absolutely. Let's freaking go, baby. All right, guys, listen, I've got a live stream to do right now over on the Patreon. I'll be live over there in about 20, 25 minutes. Get over there, join the live call, get your questions answered, get the mentorship that you need, get in early on this jam, guys. And if we do hit on this Junction node opportunity, get over there and get in early. All right. The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.